Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do FLL Submerged missions number 1, Coral Buds, mission 6, Raise the Mast, and mission 7, Kraken's Treasure. We're also going to knock over the water sample to get the 5 points from doing that. As previously discussed in my game strategy video from before, which you can find in the top right, I'll have it in the description as well. We're going to do for our second program in this series of FLL programs to do a 300-point run. We're going to start in the left home area, the red home area, and we're going to line up against the wall for alignment. We're going to back up since our robot attachment for this mission is going to be a little larger and we're going to need the space. And then we're going to align forward and then turn and move forward. That way we're in a linear alignment between missions 1 and 6. And I think I forgot to mention earlier, we're also going to try to do mission 4, which is the Scuba Diver. So the main intention here is to complete raising the mast and getting Kraken's treasure out from the Kraken, knocking over the water sample right there on the field, and then also knocking the Scuba Diver off of the coral tower. So once we're out here and we're in a linear alignment between mission 6 and 1, we're going to move forward and have a passive attachment on the front of our robot to complete mission 6. While we're doing that, we also will have another passive attachment on the bottom of the robot to take the Kraken's treasure out when we back up. Now, for those of you who might not know, a passive attachment just refers to any robot manipulator or attachment that is not actively run by a motor or some other mechanism that causes it to move. It purely moves or completes a task based solely on the motion of the robot. Now, after we've raised the mast and removed the Kraken's treasure, which we're going to leave on the field, we're not actually going to collect it, but it will not be in the Kraken, therefore it's worth 20 points. We're going to, in the process, knock over the water sample. We're going to back into the coral buds with another passive attachment that I think we can put another pole on to maybe stick into the scuba diver to knock him off. And after we've done that, we're just going to do a turn and then move back into the home area. Just so we're clear, this run is worth 95 points, with 30 points for being raising the mast, 20 for getting the Kraken's treasure, 5 for knocking over the water sample, which puts us at 55. Then hitting the coral buds is another 20, which is 75. And then hitting the scuba diver is also 20, so 95. And this can be done definitely less than 30 seconds. So it's a good point amount for the amount of time it takes to complete. So here we have the code. For our code, as always, I'll just move it over here too so I can demonstrate how it works. We're going to set our movement motors first, so to A and B, just so we know what the front and back is. Then we're going to set our movement speed to 50 because sometimes 100% it's a little fast and it'll overshoot things like crazy. 50 is a little more exact, so you'll get better results. And that's just a good general rule of thumb with Spike Prime block coding. Then we're going to have it do a turn. So we're going to actually line up horizontally against the wall, so the robot actually is not going to be facing the direction it's going to go. It's going to do a turn to do that. So we're going to run motor A back so we can do that turn. Then we're going to actually move back into our home area, not our launch area. So we're going to back into our home area, the black zone on the game field, but still we've just launched out of the launch area. And then we're going to have it move forward while veering a little bit left so we can get that alignment right. Next, we're going to put the move right forward block. So it's going to move forward and then just veer right. And then that should guide us into the Raise the Mast mission 6. And while it's moving forward, it's going to raise the mast up. And when we put the next block, which is moving backwards, it's going to take the treasure chest with it. Now, once it makes contact after moving backwards, it's going to hit the coral buds. We're going to have it wait 2 seconds because I found that it's able to actually go into the scuba diver and fling it off if it sits there for a second without moving. And it won't fling it off of the field if you have it sit for a second. Then next, we're going to have it move forward, veering right somewhat dramatically at 30 degrees, which will start guiding us back into the home and launch areas. And then we're going to just have it move forward the rest of the way in. Before we watch the missions in action, I just want to take a moment to say that the instructions for all the attachments used in this video are linked in the description. I made the instructions myself using a combination of LeoCAD and Studio from Bricklink. You can also use those softwares yourself to make Lego instruction books. I'm going to link also in the description some of my tutorial videos on how to use those softwares. Specifically LeoCAD. I don't have one for Studio from Bricklink, but there's a ton of it on YouTube, so it should be easy to find if that's something you're interested in. So for this mission, our alignment is going to be up on one of those black lines up against the bottom wall of the field, so the south wall, and it's going to be using that black attachment we have from our previous program that we did. If you want to see that video, it's also going to be in the description from part 1, which is a 40-point run in 15 seconds. We're going to also have 2 new attachments. So the one in the ultrasonic sensor part of the robot is to hit the coral buds and to do the scuba diver, and the other one in the back is for doing the shipwreck, and it has a diagonal so it can push the mast up, and in the middle it has a jig to pull the treasure chest out. If you were able to follow along with me, that would have scored you 95 points in less than 30 seconds, which is really good. So all the code and the instructions are going to be available in the description. You're more than welcome to use them. This is part of a, I think, 6 video series, doing a 300-point FLL run that might not even hit 2 minutes, so it's kind of short, so there's space for you to add to it. And 300 points is definitely a point value in which you can do well at an FLL qualifier. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.